Hello, beautiful souls. So back again after some time away from sharing information. And today I finished with a client this morning. I went for a walk, and today I want to share, while I was walking, I was thinking about the body, mind, spirit connection. Look, there's so many topics that come into my head and I write them down and think, okay, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. But today I felt like, no, I'm going to share this one. So I want to talk about the mind, body, and spirit connection, okay? Because people don't realize how much your mind, your emotions influence everything in your life. They influence manifestations. They influence your well-being. So let's start with the mind first. Or do I want to go, I'm just doing this off the cuff. So maybe I want to go, I'm going to go spirit, mind, then body, because that's the way it sort of comes into play. Okay, so let's talk about spirit for a moment. So you can use that word interchangeably with soul, source, God, higher self. To me, they're all the same thing. It's quite simplistic. People like to make things difficult. Humans do like to make things complex. But even though the universe is complex, it's also very simple. So, you know, and again, you can believe whatever you want. It's your belief system. So I'm not asking you to believe my belief system. I'm just sharing with you what I believe. So you've got the spirit, which is basically non-physical. The way I see it is the place that you're connected to with your soul, your spirit, your source. It's the place you fully return to when you transition. It's the place where all your loved ones reside that have passed over. But it's not just, oh, that's where something goes back to. You're experiencing spirit now. So sometimes people think, oh, well, what happens when more people are born? How's that going to work? Don't more people have to die to make room for up there and down here? It doesn't really work like that. Your spirit is with you as much as you allow it all the time. So it already exists. It's not something that only exists when you leave your body, okay? It's existing now. And you could question that by, how do I know I have a spirit, a soul, a source, God, whatever you want to call it? Because you will have witnessed perhaps some things in your life, like deja vu, premonitions, dreams, knowing, intuition, being guided by something, something stepping in to save you, something stepping in to create with you if you allow it. There's so many ways you can identify that this powerful being that is you, that is connected to the God source energy, that is actually the God source energy, that is you and that is connected to you all of the time. It's there, it exists. So it is also the space where things are created from. So everything you look at in your life has been created through a thought, okay? All manifestations, they were all thoughts first. And thoughts are coming from where? They're coming from us, they're coming from the ethers, they're coming from the non-physical world, they come from spirit, again, whatever you want to call it. So it exists, it's there, it has to exist. We wouldn't be able to exist without it. Nothing would, actually. So you've got spirit first, okay? And in spirit, true spirit, soul or source, is pure love. So there is only really one powerful source, and that is love. And I say to people, what comes under the umbrella of that is all positive emotions. So feeling excited, feeling good, feeling enthusiastic, curious, feeling your brilliance, creativity, all positive emotions come under the umbrella of love. And it's a powerful source. And when you're in that alignment of feeling that, you are creative, you're in your flow, you're in your alignment. and you have access to all good things. That is what resides for you in the non-physical. So you're not really, you are creating to a degree, but in some ways you're not. It's already been created because you've thought about it, and you're allowing it into your space by how you think, how you visualize, how you feel, what actions you take. You know, that all comes down the line. So your spirit, your source, your soul, God, whatever you want to call it, is incredible. And when you hook into that, you align with that. Some people call it a zone. There's so many words for it. Having a strong belief in yourself, a strong sense of belief and believing in yourself, being kind to yourself, being good to yourself, being kind to others, that is all godly. That is all source-like and loving. Does it mean you have to be that all the time? No, you're human. You're allowed to have your negative emotions, okay? But predominantly you want to reside in that love source space where all of those positive emotions come under that umbrella. Because that's where energy is, that's where flow is, that's where things are fast and quick, exciting, it's where love is, it's where all the good stuff is. So then let's take it down to the next one. So we've got, I said, spirit, mind, and body. So the next one that's coming in is your mind. So your mind is like a computer, and you think, and sometimes you're thinking, and sometimes you're thinking about what someone else was maybe thinking and bringing that in and thinking you're thinking it. That's how consciousness works when you tap into it. So am I thinking about that person, or are they thinking about me? Oh, whoops, look, they just rang me. We were both on the same frequency or wavelength. If you've got past relatives that have passed over and you're feeling love or thinking about them, how do you know it's not them thinking about you? That's why you're thinking about them. Because love never dies. Love never dies. And you are eternal. So you are going to continue to be. And your personality, the good parts, are going to continue to be. That makes up, you know, the grander part of your soul. Your soul is expansive and brilliant and ancient. No beginning, no end. So your mind is a creative space. It's a space for, you know, like a computer. It can store memories, it can think, it can create. It's very powerful. You do two things with your mind. Marissa Peer talks about it. It's the thoughts that you think in your mind and the pictures. So there's the thoughts that you think and then the pictures you create. Because if you think about most things, you're automatically visualizing or creating. Like if I say to you right now, think of a purple apple, it's very easy to think of that apple and it's purple. You create it. So your mind is like a construction factory. It can construct and create, and the images you hold. So if you're wanting some improvement in your life, you don't want to look at it how it is. You want to look at it how you want it to be. Even if it's another individual, if there's something going on with an individual, you have to break away from that neurological pathway that you keep going back to, which is what you would just call an old pattern. And you need to branch off into, how would I like to see them? How, you know, I could see them happy, I could see them empowered, I can, whatever, okay? You can do it once and release that. But if you keep coming back to that, that's very powerful. You create momentum for that person. There's a strong probability that they can become that, because, you know, we all have free will. But if you're very connected, especially as a mother, if you're very connected to your family members or friends or someone you're just strongly connected to, you have power of influence, massively more than you know without even saying anything to someone. You can continue to visualize them how you want them to be, or even for yourself, and you are creating this idea construct that eventually manifests into a part of this reality. So do not underestimate your mind. It's extremely powerful, okay? So it's how we think, how we talk to ourselves. If you've got a lot of negative chatter going on, you are creating, which I'm moving on to the body now, you are creating dis-ease. So you look at it like this. When you're in your flow and you feel good, you're at ease. Things are flowing. It's wonderful. When you're 70% of the time being negative towards yourself or others, or critical, or whatever you want to call it, you're now not at ease. You're cutting your life force flow. You're not standing in that powerful waterfall or in that alignment. You're out of alignment. And so it's not that you become diseased or you attract disease. What happens is you're moving away from your full flow force energy, that chi or ki or whatever people want to call it. So you're actually just getting less of who you are. So you're not thriving as much. So you're not at ease. And you notice when a plant is not doing well, it will attract disease because it starts to break down. So I wouldn't want to say you're actually attracting disease. I would say it more like you are not letting in the full flow of the harmonious being that you are. Now, that's okay. We can temporarily do that. But if you're experiencing long-term illness or sickness or disease, you want to look at your thoughts and how you feel within yourself, because that is everything. So that's bringing us to the body. So I just want to talk a little bit about, if people are experiencing lack of well-being, it's not just one thing. You have to look at a holistic approach. We are not just our bodies. We are our minds. We are our souls. And we are our body, mind, and spirit, or body, mind, and soul, or whatever you want to call it. So you have to approach it with all of those things. You could be looking at, okay, I'm going to just work on being really soulful and working on my mind and being really positive. But then if you continue to eat crap food, you've got to serve the body. So you'd be serving your soul and your mind, but there's another component. The body needs good nutrition. And generally speaking, if you're someone who is really connecting in with your soul and feeling good, and using your mind well and being positive and feeling positive, then you generally align with good foods. It's quite rare that somebody continues to go and eat. You don't really see people who are tuned into their soul and their mind and are thriving at McDonald's every second day. It's just, it doesn't match up. They're not going to do that. So whatever you're facing, it's a holistic approach. You can look at, how am I connecting with myself, which is your soul? What am I thinking daily, which you can measure by how you feel. Because you don't need to measure your thoughts. You just measure, how do I feel? I'm feeling good. You feel good, you just naturally think good. And if you think good, you'll feel good. But you don't have to monitor all your thoughts. You just need to monitor how I'm feeling. So, and then there's your body, looking at moving my body, appreciating my body, feeding my body well. You want to look at those three things. And, until modern medicine catches up, which we know is getting an overhaul and will continue to change, it's not going to, it's starting to, but doesn't want to recognize there's a soul and doesn't want to recognize that there is nutrition involved, just wants to treat only the body with specific, pharmaceuticals, which can work for some people depending on their mindset and their world. But we are holistic. We are so much more than our bodies. We are so much more than, what we think we are. So you can't just treat the body. You've got to look at the soul, the person, the being. Happiness, joy is powerful. They say laughter is the best medicine. It is, and bring it back to simplicity, finding ways to simplify your life, finding ways to be happy and healthy now, not when I get there, when I get this, when I have that, when I'm skinnier, when I'm happier when that person does something to change, then I'll be happier. Find some way in your personal life with you to find some happiness now. Doesn't mean you have to be happy all day long. Just find something, because your life is now, it's not down over here. So monitoring through the day, being present, being in the now. Or, you know, they talk about, I think is that the now is the present, or the present is the now. So it is the present, the gift. Look for things that lift your heart. Look for things that make you laugh. Look for joy, fun, and laughter. Look for things that inspire you, lift you. Because if you do that often, you're going to be living very abundantly day to day. You're going to be happy. And that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to just be happy. You know, and a lot of people are using excuse, well, I can't be happy because I don't have enough money, or I can't be happy because I'm overweight, or I can't be happy because I can't afford blah, 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 or I can't be happy because somebody just died. Or it's like, well, yeah, I get it. But at some point, when will you be happy? And is it just waiting to be happy for a little bit and then having a long space in between drinks? You know, is it like that? Or is it, what can I look for, even one thing every day that makes me feel happy? What can I go seek? What can I go look for? For some of you, it could just be asking for a while. I want to find things that make me happy. And that's what opens you to that door, to that channel, to that corridor. Because if you don't ask for it, what's going on is you're staying in a holding pattern that will just keep you there by saying, well, I'm not really happy. I don't feel happy. So you're mulling over. I can't get happy. Oh, my life sucks, or nothing really works. Whatever you're saying to yourself, you'll just keep staying in that place and you'll dig a deeper trench. So you have to stop and go, to break away from that neurology, to break away from that neurological pathway, to break away from that pattern. And then it's just a slight break, a slight change of making a new decision is extremely powerful. To what could I do that would make me happy? What could I think? What could I look for? What if I just decided I want to be happy and I want to look for it? And I'm just going to set a goal for 30 days of, I'm going to spend the next 30 days reaching for and looking and expecting for things that make me happy, and going and doing them when I feel I just get the impulse, thinking about it, writing about it, just writing the statement. I want to be happy. I want more happiness in my life. I want more joy in my life. I want to appreciate more. I want to spend more time being, no matter what I'm doing or who I'm with. I want to feel it more. I want to be more in that moment, more present, to enjoy. So I think I'm just going to leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it. And thinking about your body, mind, and spirit, it's not just one thing in us. We are magnificent beings. We are growing and expanding. We are loving, we are fun, we are joyous. There's so much to us that you can explore. So big soul love from me, and bye for now.